Welcome to part 3 and hopefully the final part of my powder coating oven build. See you in a minute. Right, well I've done a little bit more. It's all encased now, as you know from the last video, and I've gone around with some ducting tape on the inside. I'm hoping that's going to stick. If it doesn't, then it doesn't really matter, because we are insulated anyway. It's just that I wanted to make it look a bit tidy, so I've done that anyway. So I'm just preparing the doors now. Let's go outside. I'm going to put you on time lapse for that. I'm cutting a hole in the door so that I can put some of that window oven glass, the heated glass, so I can see what's actually happening inside the powder coating oven. So I'll see you in a minute. Typical, just started working outside and blinking starts raining, doesn't it? So I've had to quickly dash in here. I've got the powder coating oven off of the stand now, because I need to fix the control panel obviously to the top somehow. So I'll be doing that in a minute, but I need the workbench obviously to work on. I haven't got much space in here, so we're going to make do the best we can. The glass is going to fit in the door like that, as you can probably see. And as you probably saw when I was on the time lapse, it's got this support strut down the middle. Well, that works as a nice support for the glass to sit on, so it doesn't slide down anyway. All I've got to do is sort of seal it up around the edges, and that'll be okay for that. That's the heat-proof glass, by the way. So I'm just going to go around the edges of the door where I cut out with a grinder, the disc, and just go down and clean the edges up. So I'll just do that quickly. Right, okay. Well, as you can probably see as well on this door, I was able to utilise the handle there. I didn't really need to put that on, but I think it makes a nice addition. So if I just turn that over now, like that. As I say, the glass is going to sit in here like that. And what I've got to do now is obviously put some sort of channel just to hold it in place so it don't fall out. And I think that's going to be a nice job. So I'll just carry on and do that. You haven't really got to see that. And I'm also going to put the thermostat in the other door, and then we'll start working on this. But as I say, you probably might not see a lot of that. A bit boring to watch. You want to see the end result and see some powder coating, don't you? Let me get on and I'll see you shortly. Right, there you go. That's the first door on. I've got plenty of viewing in there now, so don't forget, when I've got the lights on in there, there's going to be plenty of viewing. I don't need any other panel in the other door, so I'm just going to leave the one in there. That's ideal, I think. And all I've basically done, as you see, it's nice and light still. I'm going to put the insulation in here now, obviously, as you know, and then put the inner metal around it as well. And all I've basically done there, as you can probably see there, is held the glass in down the sides, the top and bottom, or it can't slide down because of the support rail there. So I'm going to put the insulation on, obviously, then I've got to make a return somehow for the actual door. I'm not really too worried about it, but one thing I have noticed as well is that to take these doors on and off, you need to have access to these little clips there. So what I'm going to do is just cut a little L shape out of the backing plate, and then just put another little plate over the top and bottom, so that I can actually gain access to take the door out if I need to. Or if for some reason at a later stage these hinges doesn't seem man enough to do the job, then obviously I'll have to maybe put some sort of a hinge around here and the bottom. But I'm happy with that at the moment. As you can see, it's a nice viewpoint. I can see everything that's going to go on inside the oven there, which is ideal. And something else I think I will do with this, I wasn't going to at first, but thinking about it, it'd probably be a good idea, and that's to put casters on the bottom so that I can actually move it about, because I am pretty limited for space in here, and there's a very good chance that having it on wheels will mean I can put it as and when where I need it, and probably put it over there when I don't need it, just push it up against the wall. Someone did leave a comment about that as well, but yeah, I've been thinking about that, and I think it's going to be a good idea. Also, the control panel here, which, as you probably know, I was going to have at the front along there. Well, I think that might be probably better if I have it at the actual back here. Say about, well, in the middle, sort of about there, because I've got these longer sort of contactor type things on the back here, which obviously don't want to really hang over the back there. So then I can enclose that there. So I think that'll be all right there. And also I can put my support rails here to go through so that I can hang heavier stuff in there, sort of thing. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to carry on now. And when I've got something more to show you, when I've got all the boring stuff out of the way, I'll come back to you and show you. Yeah, I'm well pleased with that. I think it's going to do a nice job. See you a bit later. Right, just insulating the door now, as you can see. I've got that front glass in now, as you probably know, and I made a bit of a boo-boo here, because what I should have done, I thought about it and I thought, well, if I'm insulating this, putting the sheet on, the metal, and because I've only got one layer of glass here, the outside's going to be cool, but if you touch that glass is going to be 200 degrees heat as well, because there's no double layer. So then I looked at the oven door, because I thought, well, I can put the other inside, the outside and the inside together, and I come to realise that I can't take that other piece of glass out of the door. So I'm having to go for the grill door, which, believe it or not, is actually smaller. So let me show you, hold on. This is the piece out of the grill door, and as you can see, it's smaller. Now what I should have done, I should have put this on the outside and the bigger piece of glass on the inside, because what's going to happen is I'm not going to have full vision. I'm only going to have the vision which allows me sort of this size. It's still okay, but if you're coming to do the same thing, just be aware that you should have double glass there, because it's got to get red hot, that. And also make the bigger glass on the inside as opposed to the outside. So how it's going to look is, once I've finished insulating properly, as you can probably see, that will go on there like that. Like that, as you can see, that will be fixed onto there. I'll have these edges finished off a lot better. Then this glass here will be on the inside of the door, as you can see. But obviously it's going to be slightly, I'm only going to get that side of the window. I should have span it round, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's still okay. I didn't design this sort of on the drawing board first of all. I'm just making it up as we go along at the end of the day, so it's going to still be okay. But if I was doing it again, I'd have the smaller glass on the outside and the bigger glass on the inside, just so that glass doesn't get red hot. So anyway, I'm going to carry on, and I'll see you after I finish doing all this. There we go, that's a bit better. You know the hardest part of this job? Finding the end, or separating the end of this thing, this tape. I ain't got the greatest eyes in the world, but I'm sure when I was a lot younger I would have seen this a lot better. I've got a pair of glasses indoors, I should actually put them on, but the only trouble I find with glasses is that you either wear them all the time, or you carry them and you can risk losing them, or you've got them hanging around your neck or whatever. Right, let's get that off like that. And also, this stuff really curls up quite easily, so you've got to really keep an eye on it when you take the backing off. Like this. There we go. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just trying to make a nicer edge. Oh yeah. So this may or may not work, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, I think that's going to be alright looking from the outside, from this side. Right, I'll carry on and finish this off, and I'll show you when I finish it. Right, okay then, here we are. I've finished the main frame of the oven. It's all wired in, only temporary at the moment. I've still got some finishing off to do with regards to enclosing the control panel at the back, and also the rear panel. I'm going to sort of enclose all that so the electrics aren't on the show. But let's just run you through it. Right, well, I've not even turned it on yet. Well, as you can see, I've got two skins of glass there on the door now. We've got a handle on this door. Now, this has got the plastic surround on it still on this block here. But I'm hoping with the insulation on the inside and the metal panel on the inside of the door as well, that I'm going to be able to retain that. If not, I'll have to put some other sort of locking mechanism on there. But that's something I'm going to have to come up against. I've put this thermostat gauge in the door now. And if I actually open the door, you can probably see, just sticking through there, is the temperature probe there. I don't know whether that's going to be okay there. It's just above the middle of the halfway of the oven, so I'm hoping for an even temperature, sort of at the higher end of the oven from the middle upwards. I suppose that's where most of the stuff's going to be done. Opening the other door now, as you can probably see. All I've actually done there, I took a bit of angle iron and just sort of compressed the ends like that, and that holds the glass in perfectly. So there's a double layer of glass there. Looking directly into the oven, you can probably see top two corners there. I put the oven lights and the grill lights, so that's in situ. So coming up to the top here, this is all fixed in place now, as you can see. Coming around to the back here, I'm just going to enclose all this along there. All I've done there, as you can see, is just two L brackets to hold these controller in place. The back of the oven, you probably can't see all that well. It's the elements are wired down. I'm going to enclose all this, also that'll be a whole enclosed panel. You won't see none of this at all. All elements, as you can probably see, are stone cold. No, nothing's been on at all. I've literally just finished it, just finished wiring it in. So I'm going to turn it on now. Controls are all set to off. Now I don't know what's going to happen here. I've got the temperature probes just above the elements, which is where they were situated in the actual oven when it was a proper oven. So let's just turn it on. Right, I heard a click. We've got power to our controller up there. So if I turn on the main oven, how about that? Right, had a little bit of a hassle with trying to get all the elements to come on, and I couldn't get one of the elements to light up at all, even when you turn both dials. Lucky enough I had the controller manual, because you had to start the timer working. It meant pressing one of the buttons, so that brought the other one on. It's coming up to temperature now. One thing I have noticed though, this little temperature gauge here isn't really doing much. As you can see there, it's just not even coming on the scale yet. Right, I'm finding it a little bit hard to get the temperature up. So the problem I was having was that I can't read this gauge because we know this one's 40. So I've just gone out now and bought an internal one. I'll show you that in a second. We've only just turned it on. It's actually hanging inside the oven. But I'll show Sharon because she uses the cookers all the time. And let's have a look. I'll show you. Some of these things have been rubbed off, these numbers around the outside. Now I thought that one there I thought was 170. The one underneath it was 160. I don't know if you can see that or not, can you? And then underneath, I can't see any beyond there. They've been rubbed off. So I thought it was going to be 150, 140, 130. So I've had it up to there, which I thought the number one's been rubbed away, and thinking it was 180. She says no, that starts at 80, and then it goes to 120, which I thought was 170.
Oh, it's going up.
Oh, hold on. So I only had it on 80 degrees.
You always need me.
Hey, baby.
You always need me.
I got it wrong, didn't I?
I am a cooker queen.
Yeah, so I've got that one set now to about 200. This one's set to 200. And looking inside the oven now, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the glare? There's a glare in there, isn't it?
Is there?
Yeah, you can't see with the glare, I can't think.
No, if I shade it there.
Yeah, but you can see the stat in there anyway. It's on its way up now. It's up to...
It's over 50.
Yeah, so it's only, we've literally only just turned it on. That's 50 degrees C. No, that's 70 now that's on. 50's at the bottom, the first line.
50's at the bottom.
They go up in 10 increments, look. 50,
now
60,
it's on
70 now, so it's climbing now rapidly. This one, nothing, look, it's just literally on the zero still, so I'm going to just leave that there anyway. I don't know whether that's calibration. I think there's a screw on the back where you can calibrate it, but I don't think enough of it's sticking through the door. So when it comes to operating cookers or ovens,
get the wife. Get
the missus out, because I don't really know about these. I mean, I only found that out because I had the manual. This cooker was apparently a model number XOU594 Bellin. I didn't know that, but they got the manual there, and I found out that you had to push
the alarm,
the control oven, to bring on the other element, the element on this side. This one I can either have the outer element on or the inner element. That's not a problem on this controller. And this one here controls this element, but as I say, you have to use that one with the control. I didn't know that. Right, there we go. I don't know whether you can see that or not. We're just over 190 degrees centigrade at the moment, which is very, very hot, I must say. And it's taken about 25 minutes to reach that temperature. So what I'm using is the outer element on this one. The actual outer one is the smaller one, and also the outer element. Well, there's only one element on that side. So it's the two outer elements. So basically just a big loop. The element in the centre there, as you can see, which doubles back on itself, that is a bigger element. That could probably get me up to temperature a lot quicker, so I could probably use that, but I'm using the two smallest elements at the moment. And as you can probably see there, I don't know if you can see there or not, we're virtually up to 200 degrees now, and that's where we need to be. The powders I'm going to be using melt at 180 degrees, so I'm over that anyway. So the oven has got a bit warmer now, obviously, as I probably expected it to anyway. The top is quite warm. That's measuring 40 degrees C now, centigrade. The door is measuring 50 degrees C, but again, there's no problems touching that whatsoever. The other door is measuring 42 degrees C. The bit which a lot of people were concerned about, which is the base, thinking the base is going to heat up. If I actually touch the base now, it's only 27 degrees C there. And I'll go around this side as well. There we go, 26 degrees C. Around the side there, as you can see, low side, it's a bit warmer, 38 degrees C, but nothing overall which is going to worry me at all. I could stand this on some paving slabs as well. I've got some of them as well, but I am going to put these on wheels, as you know, so that I can wheel it about. What I'm thinking of doing is maybe cutting this worktop down there, and actually sliding it in there and just raising it up a little bit, giving it a little plinth to stand on, and that's ideal. Then I've got a short cable run there, then it's not a problem at all. And also I can clad that wall with some metal just in case, and everything should be fine there. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, putting it in there, and that'll be ideal right next to the power supply. Well, anyway, I was going to do some powder coating today. We've actually got to go out and go shopping. I hope to get the transit van painted tomorrow, weather permitting, so do watch out for that one. And yeah, I hope you can see this has been an interesting project. I'm very pleased with it. It's doing exactly what I want it to do now, and all I'm going to do is open the door now, see how warm it is. Hold on. Yeah, right, we're up to 200 degrees now, so it's 200 degrees now, so I'm just going to turn it off. And as I say, normally I suppose you'd let this cool down a little bit, but oh, speaking of, yeah, that's hot. There we go. Down at the bottom of the oven, as you can see, look, it's very hot indeed. 253 degrees C there, so fantastic. It's doing the job. This little temperature probe here, let me just adjust this. Hold on the door. So if I give it the same temperature as that one in there, yeah, there we go. That's the same one. There we go, that's it. How about that? Lovely job. So hopefully now I'll be using this, although I've got to finish the back of the unit off. Hope you can see that it's a feasible product. And these cost a hell of a lot of money, in the thousands of pounds to buy a professional one. This has cost me a fraction of that, so happy days. Thanks very much, see you in the next video. Till then, bye for now.